listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV Saturday Night Live After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's SNL After Show.
Oh, AFTERBUZZ TV. Welcome, everybody. This is the podcast for Saturday Night Live, sponsored by Preparation H. We've got some new sponsors that we have to squeeze in every so often. Squeeze. Get it. We got to squeeze it in before you squeeze it
because they make vices, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Turn me up a little. There we are.
Turn them up.
I am Mario Hernandez, here to host your SNL podcast with my co-hosts.
Oh,
boys.
Matthew Kyle.
Ooh. Yeah, Graham high.
Ooh, booyah. Hey, how high, Graham?
All the way, sky high.
Sky high. Now,
sky
Matthew,
high.
A little controversy with your name.
A lot of controversy.
A lot of controversy. We're getting. I think you got the. Tell us what happened a few weeks ago.
If you remember last week's episode, I mentioned that Kyle meant river in Swedish. I am 1/4 Swedish. That's what I was told. That's what I believed. That's what I felt.
And what happened?
What happened was we got a lovely viewer email from Amanda from Sweden. So big up to Amanda. Yeah. She set us straight. Okay, they say big up in Swedish, by the way.
How do you say that?
I do know that, right, Amanda?
Yeah, there you are.
So she set me straight. Kyle does not mean river. Actually, they have no word K-Y-L-E in Swedish, but the closest one is K-Y-L. That means fridge. So that's the closest thing I am.
Maybe that should be your nickname. Be the fridge.
The fridge.
Because you're cold.
The fridge. Because you cold and smell like luncheon meat.
Yeah.
What? Geez. I mean, now if you've seen or read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, you know that the Swedes are not to be messed with.
That's right.
So you best come correct next time.
So she set me straight. I did look it up. In Gaelic, it means narrow body of water. So that's where I got
Which is appropriate because you're a thin dude.
Yeah, narrow body of water. Yeah. So that's river. So that's close. So it's Gaelic. So I apologize. But in an effort to bridge the gap between our respective countries, I'm sending Amanda, so send us your address. You're going to get a signed headshot. I will write whatever you want. I don't know anything. I don't know what my name means. Amanda, you're beautiful. Swedish is for lovers. Whatever you want.
I'm really big in Sweden.
Are you?
Like, hey, here I'm all right, but
so tell you what, I'll sign Graham's headshot and give it to you as well.
I need to print up another one. Been letting those go.
I gotta find them wherever they are.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's really big of you, Matthew, to admit
that
that you nearly started World War III.
Yeah, and I think it's time to bury the hatchet. It's been 7 days now, and
that's right. So if you could just try to not be so culturally insensitive from here on out, that'd be great.
I think we should make an error at least once every episode, just to get people to really listen.
Well, that's dozens of errors every week. What are you talking about?
I know how Dan Rather feels now, and it's not good.
Remember that when he had the little controversy with Bush, where he claimed, and I forget exactly what it was, but he did.
This is to a higher level though, so it's even deeper.
Yeah. This is Sweden. You don't want to mess with it. A Swedish, lovely Swedish viewer. But anyway, thank you for listening or watching.
So thank you again, Amanda. We appreciate it. We appreciate your concern and your fact checking, because we don't check any facts.
Because we just say whatever we think is the truth at that particular moment.
Yeah,
hey, speaking of cultural insensitivities, SNL this week started off with the Linsane. Linsanity. Okay, actually, this is I lived in New York for 7 years, and I'm actually kind of bummed that I'm not there for this because the Knicks have been pretty terrible since the '90s. So this, next to the Yankees, I think. Maybe the Mets, but like after the Yankees, I think the Knicks are kind of the hometown team that everyone loves to, because they're the only team that actually plays, besides I guess the Rangers, that plays in Manhattan. So it's a team that everybody can kind of coalesce around. And so for this young man to be doing as well as he's doing must be, incredible, because not only is he a cultural, unique cultural phenomenon. But now the Knicks are doing well, so I could just imagine how everybody's doing. Right, and right now it's February, it's the doldrums of winter. So
he is the real Tim Tebow. I'm from Colorado, so I can say that too.
So you know.
Don't fact check me on that one. But I am from Colorado, and he's the real Tim Tebow. He came out of nowhere.
That's
Cinderella story. It's like a Disney movie with.
Which is appropriate because he's from like Fresno, which is Disney North, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's created by the Disney Studios.
That's right. He was created. It sounds like a Hollywood story, right? So of course, we're talking about Jeremy Lin. Is he point guard? He's a point guard for the Knicks. Yeah. So Graham, Mr. Sports over here, just made a face.
He's a one guard. Yeah.
He's
he plays a whole team. Let's get some emails from the NBA fans.
That's right. That are now going to say, the NBA / SNL. So SNL this week, hosted by Maya Rudolph, musical guest Sleigh Bells. They jumped right in to the Linsanity and did a really nice thing. We had predicted that something like this would happen, but they did a really nice, clever thing, which was they made fun of. First, it seemed like they were going to make fun of the puns, right? The Linsanity and Lintensity.
Right, and I was like, no.
Yeah, because that's been done, and yeah, it's just very boring stuff. But then it kind of became that they were using cultural and racial ways to kind of talk about his game, right? It's like delivery and in MSG and all of these really funny jokes that
and
they were
some of
doing.
those were actually ones that were printed in papers,
right?
So they were just ripping off the headlines of the cultural sensitivity.
Well, yesterday, ESPN.com got in trouble for I almost don't want to repeat it to give any more but they used a derogatory term as their banner headline. Well, I'll say it because they did because the Knicks lost, I guess, on Friday night, and Lynn did not have a great game, and so the headline was "A Chink in the Armor."
Oh my!
And that was,
God.
and so needless to say, rightfully so, the internet and the country was aghast, and now
who's editing this stuff, man?
I suspect it was probably someone that they thought that it can't get back to them because whoever's watching it or manning it or whatever. But ESPN has now apologized and they're issuing.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's
they're
like
doing an
if you're writing
investigation.
it, you're like, this. You just show the guy next to you, he's like, hey, what if I actually printed this? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Right, because that's not an
let's do
accident.
it, yeah.
That's not an accident. That's not like
like 20 people saw it before it went out, man.
I mean, the whole exactly. It's well, no, I'm thinking actually it's probably like one guy that they do kind of in the rotation. I don't know. I suspect you can't be that stupid, so it's probably someone that thought they could get away with it.
Regardless, this is what people get fired over regularly.
Oh yeah,
so We'll see who gets fired for this one. But
that's right.
That was a big one,
But
and it continued.
Yeah,
I can say because this is obviously the Sunday show. He had a game this afternoon
where they came from behind against the defending champs, Dallas
27-14. Right, Graham? Graham was telling me before the show.
Graham cannot stop talking about this guy.
Yeah, he said he was. Yeah,
I'm looking at my phone, getting the updates on all the.
This guy's now your conduit
games.
to the sports world, right? Now because of this guy, now you're interested in sports.
He's just dropping dimes, like Graham was saying. And
That's right.
Yeah, just hitting Trey birds.
Yeah, coming down the key.
He got the 3 goggles going. It was cool.
The
key, that's actually pretty good.
That's good.
I'm not completely ignorant. I just don't spend my time watching other people play sports because I am an athlete. I can't
stick that.
The air just went out in the studio as athletes everywhere said,
I grew up in
we
North
got to go over
Carolina.
that definition.
We play basketball.
Yeah, that's right. North Carolina, a lot of people.
You got to play out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Michael Jordan's from North Carolina.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of representation there. Me and MJ go back, but
Did you teach him everything he knows?
Yeah, when I was.
I thought he meant Mary Jane.
Yeah.
That too.
It's like that makes sense. Graham, I'm high. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Sky high, Graham.
Not yet. As soon as I get in my car after this, yeah.
You're gonna wait.
Our systems detect that our host has wandered off the subject.
Yes, computer.
Please return at once.
Thank you, computer. All right,
Our
so
systems detect
yeah. All right, computer, relax. So it started off, and Maya Rudolph was not involved in that, and that was great. And then, of course, the joke was that one of the sportscasters in that sketch, anytime he tried to do try to kind of bring a black player into the mix. Well, he actually, at the top of the joke, he actually did say something that was kind of like borderline, like, and then each time it was just like he just mentioned another player, and the other two, Keaton and Jay Farrow. Yeah. Which I mean, when you got Maya Rudolph
Jay
in there,
Farrow packed a lunch this week. He was on the show like 4 times. I'm like, wow.
That's more than like he had been all year. So that was really great. And so Maya Rudolph. All right, so let's do, we do this every week where we say what were our impressions when we heard that the host was hosting? Like, what were your initial thoughts? Good, bad, indifferent?
Yeah, I was excited. I thought she was always a solid contributor to the show in any facet, meaning a lead character, even her side character.
Right.
She was always good at impressions, so a very well-rounded talent. And, you know, she was on that show for probably 8 years, I think it was, for a reason.
Yeah.
So very good. And the other thing I really like, which is kind of the new contemporary thing, is when the old former cast members come on, they bring some cohorts, and like she did as well.
That's right. We brought some back. We'll talk about the cameos in a sec. But Graham, what did you think? What were your initial impressions?
Yeah, she was amazing. She has this ability to get really goofy, kind of like Kristen Wiig, but she has even more of a crazy face. She just makes the ugliest faces, I'll say. But she's a really beautiful woman. But she makes herself ugly and weird, and really goes for it. And I appreciated that we mentioned Jay Farrow had some more, and I really think it's because she has this multi-ethnic thing, which we're missing, and she was able to bridge that gap, and she could do all these different types of people, and really gave a wider variety to also the women. It made me miss having like older cast.
To have that versatility.
I have an interesting question.
Yes.
I mean, I know it's super soon, but like, did she do Whitney Houston? Wasn't that one of her?
She did do Whitney Houston.
She used to do Whitney Houston.
So do we? Well, we.
Bobby!
I mean, and that's the sad thing about it is like it was one of her really good. Yeah. The way she said Bobby was very funny. How do you guys think will SNL ever be able to joke about that now? Like, will she ever be able to do Whitney because of? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think so.
How does that go in the comedy world?
I'll say because the joke with Whitney Houston is what a hot mess she was. That was the thing, is that she'd come on and actually her last appearance was on Weekend Update because Miley Cyrus had like a marijuana cake or something at her birthday, and so they brought in like the resident going off the rails music star, and that was Whitney Houston, and she came on and she said, "Don't do it, that crack is whack." Does anybody have some kind of thing. So I think because that was the joke, and the fact that she went out like that.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I love Whitney. I mean, I was a Whitney fan. I love that sort of music.
Yeah.
My thing is, I don't know. Some people are doing jokes already, and it is kind of okay in a nice way.
And they totally do.
So I'm wondering if Maya Rudolph would ever be able to do it, like on the Soup on E. Like they've already made jokes about it.
Oh,
but
sure.
I just was wondering if we will ever see Maya Rudolph be able to do that because it was such a good character.
Yeah, and it just goes with how closely they're tied to stars and how they run that ship there, how Lorne Michaels runs that ship. It's a different level of standard. They do not like cheap shots. You will never see a Michael Jackson thing. It's been 2 years now since then. They will not touch it.
2 years without the other MJ?
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
How have I made it, dude?
I don't know. I have no idea. But it's just, that's one of the things they hold true to, is they're not going to go for an overly cheap shot. And I think that's probably because, like I said, with the tie-ins with the celebrities, they have people coming in that are helping the show and they're helping the celebrity at the same time. This is a little bit of a joint venture, and they have to respect both sides of that. And I don't know if I'd want to be on there if I was a celebrity and felt like they're really going to go after me.
Sarah Palin's been on there. Bill O'Reilly was just on there this past weekend. Yeah, I think it's a different thing once you die. I think if you're on, they make fun of Chris Christie's weight. They obviously make fun of former New York Governor George Patterson's blindness. That's a different thing, I think.
But there's always a respectful level there.
And Patterson actually came on the show, so it's like it's kind of wink wink. But I feel like once you die, then it's like you can't even check in with the person or their camp and be like, "Are you cool with this?"
Yeah, and you remember with Mark Wahlberg and Andy Samberg, Mark Wahlberg specifically went in the news and said he didn't like that, and the backlash was on him. Because the joke was not in a mean-spirited way. You can make fun of somebody, but it can't be mean-spirited.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I'll give that to Saturday Night Live. I didn't realize until you're putting it that way. They never really go tasteless, and that's something that I appreciate about them. I mean, they'll get a little edgy or a little weird.
They get gross from time to time, like vomiting or whatever.
Yeah, and those kind of things they do every once in a while. But the Soup and all these alternative conduits, that's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
So niche markets with an edge. That's big these days.
Yeah. That's definitely more of I would say like a Comedy Central thing rather than a network television. And I think you're right. I think the key is like, look, you're not going to get celebrities to come on and do cameos if they think that people are going to be taking pot shots at them.
Exactly.
And that's bad for business. It's like it's like a journalist kind of naming his sources. It's like no one will ever work with you again. So they need that, and that's not really their thing. They can still be edgy without doing that. But instead, we did see a new character, Maya Rudolph, doing. I don't think I'd seen her do it before, but she did Beyonce and
She's
Jay
done-
Farrow
yeah.
doing. Oh, she has done it.
She's done
Okay,
Beyonce before.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So great. So Beyonce's alive and well, and you know. But the thing is, the thing with that, unfortunately, is that Beyonce is a fairly wholesome person. I mean, relatively, you know, her persona is what Whitney Houston's was before she went off the rails.
Yeah. That's a great way of putting it. Mario, you're a genius.
Well, it's
We're just here to
or
make
on the
people-
rails, or on the rails. For those-
That was live from Sweden. I think that he.
that was
yeah.
our Swedish
That was the Swedish feed going
live
through.
from Stockholm Square
Broadcasting into
Yeah.
a coliseum.
At,
I
3 in the
hope to
morning.
gain the respect like you have, sir.
to get those the shout outs. No, but the problem with that, unfortunately, is that we don't I think the only joke that they did was that Beyonce is like a diva. She's like, oh, I'm not wearing anything, and then takes off and it's this beautiful, you know, dress. So there's not really much to play around with. There's more just kind of the impressions there. Jay Farrow doing an amazing
Jay-Z.
just and laughing after everyone. Yeah. Yeah. Just laugh
some
at everything.
super-
That's pretty good, Matthew.
Hey, thank you,
That
thank
was
you.
good. Okay.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay-Z.
Oh yeah. now the pressure's on. I'm gonna lose.
Okay,
it.
never mind. So
Like really.
so that was fun, and then, there we go, Jay-Z. But then we had, you know, and Fred Armisen as Prince.
Yeah, man.
It's just
Well, that was the tie-in because they used to do the Prince show, if you remember.
Right, right.
And Beyonce would always introduce him. You know, she would be like the announcer. Remember,
that's
like,
right.
hello, and this is Prince.
Yes,
And then
yes,
Prince
yes.
would come out and be weird.
Yep.
And so that was the Prince tie-in there. But
that was
Like
just
you're
amazing.
scaring Prince.
Yes,
He's just
it's
hiding
just with
behind-
and he's hiding behind the pillow.
and Prince is starting to look more like Fred Armisen. So it's like
Yeah, they're starting to
it's-
meld into one
yeah, It's
person.
like wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, Fred Armisen
But that was fun. And the all the other impersonations in that bit were really top notch.
It's about time I saw Nicki Minaj impersonation. I
Yeah.
think she's great. I love
Yeah.
watching her, but she's so crazy, and
Right.
no one's
Yeah.
really like.
Well, that's the problem. When you're that crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nicki
La-
Minaj.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nicki Minaj.
I'm just using this as a conduit for impersonations. We should just.
We should, yeah, one day we'll do our own like little SNL radio show.
The actor studio thing. May I please talk to Mark Wahlberg?
And then you made the movie Jack and Jill. Tell
miss
us
Will
what was
Ferrell.
it like working with. So that was a great, you know, and we see a lot of that. We saw a lot of the sketches were kind of, you know, were impression heavy, and that's all right. You know, as long as they're funny, as long as they have their cool game, their cool joke going through it. We had some repeat characters, of course, because Maya Rudolph had been with the show for so long. I think my personal favorite was the Bronx Beat.
Yeah.
That then had the walk-ons or the
That's
cameos.
like a
with
classic
Justin.
style
It really
Saturday
is.
Night Live skit.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you that exists. That these are like.
Is it really?
I mean, I didn't live in the Bronx. I lived in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But this kind of you know, let me give it to you straight kind of thing. Let me tell you what's what, and then you say something really just like funny and just really. I don't want to say the word simple, but really human. You know, it's like, oh, my husband. Let me tell you about my husband. Oh, please, he couldn't find it with a map and and headlights. Okay, let me that guy. He doesn't know. You know, so when they did the whole Valentine's, like he took me upstate to the bread and breakfast. Really? No, of course not. You know, I fell asleep. He fell asleep, and I got to read my book.
He fell asleep in a cloud of his own cough farts.
Of his own cough medicine farts.
Yeah, cough medicine farts.
Oh, that was
Like, jeez.
That was the best one I've ever seen of that.
of that.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never been a huge fan of it. Obviously, I'm a West Coaster,
Right.
so I'm not hip on that like you are.
On the,
But
on the Bronx.
on the
action.
Bronx, I'm like, oh, people talk like that. That's weird.
Yeah.
But best by far. I thought it was
Yes.
solid. The writing was really sharp.
Yep.
The fact that they haven't, been warming up to those characters, they have other full-time jobs acting.
Yep.
So they really came back and hit it out of the park. So I was very impressed with that. So
And then the great idea to have the two crew guys, and of course these are the Dick in the Box guys. You know, it's Timberlake and Sandberg.
Yeah.
So to have them come on. And then it was great, right? There was like 3 minutes of silence while the girls just kind of assailed.
just
Look at you! Oh, with your boom mic. Oh, look at you! You know, did that whole thing.
Your boom will look bigger in my hand.
Yeah, put it away. You know what? Put it in my hand. It'll look bigger. And then they turned it, and then those guys did the same thing. Let me tell you about you. You know, can I be truthful with you? Can I be truthful with you?
Well, the first thing I do after my wife gets hit by a bus, I'll hit you.
You know, yeah, you know what I'm gonna hit? You too.
You too. Chewing gum.
Yeah, the two of them chewing gum. So I thought that was a great way to kind of to just have them match these two, you know, older women, and then just, you know, the freeze, the look on the two of them, like, oh,
taking it in.
and then they start fanning themselves.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful sketch. It was really good.
Also, like what made that one work, and I bring it up a lot, but when the actors aren't on the cue cards, when they're actually feeling the characters,
Yes.
they're actually being who they are in the scene. It makes it work so much better because they're riffing off of one another.
Right.
They're listening to one another, and you know, Justin Timberlake and Sandberg come in. They have to meet that level, and they all kind of like, hey, we're doing this right now. We're not looking at a cue card instead of the person we're talking to.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes it a lot more funny, and it had that improv feel where they're, you know, you don't know what's coming next.
Right. Well, theater's about connection and emotion and tension, and the crossroads where all those.
Can we get
meet.
can we get a ding for like? Is there like a deep thoughts? Yes. Here we go.
yes.
What else is theater all about?
It's also about commerce and selling tickets.
That's true. It's lighting. Good lighting is important. 'Cause if
Good
you can't
lighting
see
is
faces,
important.
Theater's all about lighting and concessions.
Smiles,
concessions,
beauty.
popcorn.
You know.
Yeah.
Trying to get an agent,
Trying to get
the commercial agent.
trying to get your agent to call you back
Yeah,
during
exactly.
pilot season. Hello. Oh. All right. I'm feeling like Zach Morris now. Yeah. Well, and one final thought about that, about having the two crew guys come on, and you talk about how they kind of nailed it in matching that intensity. A lot of the crew guys are, you know, you have kind of what you would see kind of in the restaurant business as front of the house, back of the house. So it's like you have like the writers and you know, the funny people, the actors and the producers and stuff, the PAs and then you have the crew guys. Now these are union guys that actually work the floor, that are doing the lights and the gaffers and the camera guys. These guys are dyed in the wool, you know, New Yorker guys. And if you go
Union
digging,
men.
yeah, union men. Now if you go digging, depending on what show, I know like shows like Guiding Light, which closed or that ended last year for the first time. You know, Guiding Light was a show that predated television. A lot of those guys have been there forever.
Wow.
I worked on 106 and Park on BET, and we rented.
As featured talent.
That's right. So, well, that's right. I came on as I was the host when everyone
What'd he
was.
do?
Yeah. It's your boy Mario, DJ Mario. But the studio guys are all CBS guys because it's in the CBS building on 57th Street. So.
They're guys.
They're guys. These are like, you know, mustachioed, you know, big guys that are very, you know, they're New York. These guys are New Yorkers. You
Donuts in the morning, coffee.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't get me killed.
I'm
now.
just
saying.
generalizing.
So,
They
yeah,
beat all
dude,
the Mario brothers. That type of real deep Italian.
That's right. They know how to.
They know where to find the golden flute. All those things.
So I think that was a really nice choice to have crew guys, these kind of real New Yorkers. What were some other sketches that worked for you guys? What were some things that you guys liked?
You know what? I liked the Maya Angelou, the tape sketch. I really enjoyed that.
That's right. Yeah, I know why the cage bird left. Now here's the thing: have you seen the Betty White show?
Yeah, I did.
It's kind of awesome.
It is. It's really good. It's well done.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Because the old people are not as old as they seem. So it's like they have, you know, kind of like, you know, they're probably like in their 60s, but they do like makeup and they make them seem really old so that when they're doing stuff, it's like, you know, this elderly Asian man who is like feeding the pigeons and these girls are sitting on the set and they shoot it out here. So there's like in Venice and he's like, you know, there are these girls that are just kind of sitting on the steps reading their book and he throws like birdseed in their hair.
Like right in their face.
And they're just like, and he might like pretend to be blind. So it's all these things, and then they showed like, you know, driving a golf cart into a stand or whatever, and there was one where she played a tour guide information booth. Anyway, it's a really good show.
So it's old people pranking young people.
Yeah,
just
it's
seeing how
basically an
far-
old people punked, and it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's a great. I actually enjoyed it tremendously.
Yeah,
I
it was
was
really fun.
laughing. I
Yeah.
was
Good
really, really laughing.
Yeah, and the little in between scenes where Betty White, you know, just kind of leads into the next bit.
That's
They're
right.
really fun too. I was like, this is all.
The writing on that is
good
great.
time.
Yeah, she you know, she makes fun. She, you know, plays around with like, you know, the young stud muffin that's like, you know, I think literally making her muffins like in the kitchen, and she'll you know, joke with him. So they have have a really nice thing going.
good
and then
television.
Great television. Must-see TV. Which is a nice way to plug that show because it's on NBC. And then to have Maya Angelou on there
as the contrast of the serious old person trying to prank
who cannot for the life of her kind of do anything but.
Who made Dave Chappelle cry on Iconoclast. So look that up on YouTube. That was
man.
That was a good show.
That was a very good show. Yeah.
Very good show.
Yeah.
So that was good. Graham, what was something you liked?
Well, I mean, on the Maya Angelou thing, the Morgan Freeman, how reserved everyone, how dignified everyone was at all times.
It is my honor. It's just like
clasp the hand.
Was Cornel West, and he was like, "Was this an act of malice?" No, it was an act of whimsy. Like, I wish people could be that dignified at all times.
Right.
That high level of a person.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun character to play. I think the one the life of the party who is actually the professor life of the party. Kind of like I'm wearing a lampshade on my head. So that was good stuff.
Yeah, beautiful.
So I know we're kind of on. So let's discuss this because we were saying some sketches that we weren't too crazy about. We were kind of on differing sides.
Good
of this.
episode though.
Great
Really
episode.
strong
Yeah,
episode.
One of the strongest of the seasons, if not the strongest.
Yeah.
I think up there with Melissa McCarthy for sure.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
I would say
it was
writing probably above that just because Melissa McCarthy single-handedly elevated the show so much.
Right.
So,
She was
yeah.
the one that kind of pulled it out. The Obama Cosby.
Obama Cosby.
Yay or no? Yay or nay?
I was so excited when
Yeah.
I saw that opening bit and they did the dance, and then they had Joe Jamal Biden doing the season 1 Cosby.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, like Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yep.
Oh,
well, he was,
man.
and then Jason Sudeikis had he was the one outstanding thing for the What Up With That sketch.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
so
He's
glad
doing
you brought that
Buddha's
up.
guy.
Running Man.
His moves are excellent. They're
Yeah.
sharp.
Yeah.
I
That's my
want to know.
favorite. His
Yeah.
face the entire time, he looked like he was having a good time.
Oh, and he knew, and he was like, he's like, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna do some heel kicks there. He is Juilliard rap trained, I believe.
I think there's something to be said for Jason Sudeikis and his Adidas tracksuit, and it's just like the chain going. That was a lot of fun. But you think the Cosby did not deliver?
Yeah, it was a disappointing. I mean, I thought Fred Armisen did great because he had this cool mix of the Obama impersonation with the Cosby joke.
Yeah, really nice.
And it played like a season 1 episode of the Cosbys, with him. And I like the tie-in for the diabetes and the overweight thing that she's fighting. So it all made sense in that world, but it just leveled off. There was nothing else there. It was just like, hey, let's pretend to do 30 seconds of the Cosby Show.
Right.
And then they just pretended to do 30 seconds of the Cosby Show with all this exposition.
But then we loved the Ray Charles ending.
Oh, the button
with the
where
classic
yes.
Scene where he comes down the steps, and then
Another Amy Poehler.
and then Amy Poehler as Hillary coming in as Rudy.
As
right?
Rudy,
That's
of course. I was
Rudy.
trying to think of who it was, but yeah. So that was beautiful. That really made it for me.
Yeah.
But I thought they could have done a little bit more.
They could have
with
done a little bit more.
It was only form. That's really what it was. If you really love the Cosby Show, if you really, really love it and just want someone to just hold up a mirror to it,
Right.
it was all right. But I'm with you. I was expecting them to take it to, okay, we got this level, we got the Obamas, we got the Cosby, and okay, you're just going to put them together.
And that's what. And there
it.
was no character investment. There were no stakes in it, if you will. So there was nobody who was really offended by anything. She's like, "You're gonna eat that sandwich, and then I'm gonna pretend the sandwich isn't mine." But nobody was really being affected or anything, even like they would be on the Cosby Show.
But that's keeping. I was going to say that's keeping in tune with the Cosby Show stuff, which is where they made just a family drama where there was no something. I would have liked to have seen them a crisis of national security. And then they resolve it a la Cosby, where it's like, he gets
Cosby would
like,
take it,
he gets like Putin and somebody else to sit down and just, share a peanut butter sandwich, and Rudy or something, something Cosby-esque.
That's why they pay you the big bucks.
That is why Sweden does not write me angry fan mail.
That's right. That is right.
So, but we're right. You're right. I mean, good. Hopefully, maybe they'll bring it back, and they'll be able to kind of really punch it through and really do.
I thought it was fun. They really haven't figured out how to make Obama funny.
There's just
Ever.
4 years now.
Yeah.
And we're trying to one slip up. The guy sings. The guy again.
that
a la
Al
Nicki
Green was
Minaj.
nice.
Yeah, a la Nicki Minaj. Like,
Yeah.
how do you make fun of like a character? He's a character in real life. Like Obama is. Yeah, I guess only maybe Obama as like Harry Potter or Obama as have him Obama as whatever. So
I think the funniest thing that there's like an animated GIF that came out right after Osama bin Laden was killed, and it was Obama at a press conference, and he says, "We killed him," and he leaves the podium, and somehow they did it so that he kicks open the door and struts out, and he was like, "We killed him," and he walks
And then
out.
he just struts away.
I laughed my ass off seeing that the first time, and it loops over and over again.
Right.
And the funny thing about Obama is that we don't ever see him crack.
No, he's not.
If we could
He
just
keeps
see
cool.
inside Obama, I'm not saying like he's just like, man, after a press conference, he's just like, I don't want to say smoking a joint because it may be, but I mean, that kind of thing.
Right.
Seeing inside the other part of Obama to contrast to the super cool, super contained, like who is the guy that we don't see? Because Obama's he's not always that cool. He can't always be that cool.
Well, from a sketch perspective, then we want to stick him. If we were writing something, we'd want to put him somewhere where keeping cool is not valued. So it's like a pep rally, or the Young Obama Chronicles or something. And it's like Obama before he got into debate or whatever we want to say he's doing. Like he tried to be a pep rally, and he's just trying to keep cool. He's like, now I know we need to beat Valley High this afternoon, and we need to make some noise, and we need to visualize what we're gonna, or something where it just seems out of place
Like
for
the
him
Jimmy
to be
Carter
calm.
stuff they used to do.
Right. Right. Yeah. So something where it would seem kind of out of place, but it's just like, look, I almost feel that because of the times that we live in, it's like we value his coolness, right? We, especially if for people that saw George Bush as this kind of loose cannon, he took us to war. The guy's a cowboy. Like this guy's just cool. Like how do you make fun of cool?
Yeah, he's super cool.
Yeah, it was the only thing I ever thought of is, and I just don't think they have the people to do it, but the Obama girls or something. Because if anything's gonna get to this guy, it's gonna be his daughters, and so you could play something at that angle, and that's why I thought the Cosby thing. I thought that's where they were gonna head,
Right,
where he was like putting out fires with all the girls, and,
running around. Yeah.
But I guess not to be.
We need to come up with the Great Obama skit. That's what it is.
I think that's what we should call it, the Great Obama skit.
The Great
And
Obama
just go
skit.
from there.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. Without seeming like derogatory, be like, why is he so cool? Because he's on pain medication. He's on like it's tough. So, I mean, it's not a dilemma big enough to bring back George Bush or anybody like it, because it's like if we have a Santorum in there, the sky's the limit.
But it's a particular talent too, because you had Will Ferrell who killed George Bush,
Right.
And he killed it so hard,
Yeah.
that he literally murdered it.
Yeah.
And then Will Forte tried it, and that sucked.
Right.
I'm trying to think who else. They had 2 or 3 guys take a crack at it.
Yeah.
I think
And-
Daryl Hammond tried to do it.
And Daryl
before.
Hammond swung and missed on that one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which he never does. So
But outside of the Saturday Night Live world, I don't know. There's like one guy on Funny or Die that's done a couple videos as Obama. It does all right.
Yeah.
But it's that same. He does like a rap or something where
Right,
he's,
right.
let's be clear, we're gonna be cool, and then yo, boom, and then the beat
Yeah,
drops
yeah.
in, and it's all right. But nobody's really nailed it yet. I don't know if is that a good thing that he's such an elusive character that you can't make fun of Obama.
that's a really good question.
That's just it. And then I also feel because there is so much, these crazy attacks from the right that these crazy. I read the other day that there's one of the conspiracies on there. Because there was a guy from CPAC, they were showing pictures of the people from the Conservative Political Action Conference that was saying he's a Kenyan-born socialist Muslim bisexual. And I was like, bisexual? I'd never heard. And I went online, and sure enough, there's this thing. There is. And now I'm giving it, more air to, but like that he's bisexual, and
Wow.
Michelle is cool with this, and it's a part of their whole, it's a part of his, drugs and freewheeling liberal kind of ways, and it's just like, huh.
They have to.
So it's like,
almost
where
make
do you?
up
So
stuff.
how are we gonna? That's what I mean. So like, where are you gonna? Where in the realm of comedy when crazy people are actually leveling these accusations, it's like, where are you gonna go?
That's true. That's
So
true.
it's like, just again, if he's so cool, let's just put him in places where being cool is not valued or is not helpful in any way. It's like, we need some energy and we need some. Okay, sorry, I need y'all to stand up. I need you to get crazy. I need you to,
But let's follow the
put your
rules of the
hands.
road.
That's right. Oh, careful now, sir. You're in the aisle. But I need everyone to go nuts, kind of thing, or something like that. But anyway, lot
Not
of
the
potential.
weakest sketch though. Not the weakest.
No, definitely not
the weakest.
Well, okay, so here's what we were talking about before. The super showcase. You guys
Showcase.
we're not happy with it.
It was goofy. It was all right. I just didn't quite get what it was. It seemed like they had a lot more fun in the studio than
Probably.
I did watching
than what
it.
we were seeing. Yeah. Well, to see Kristen Wiig kind of cut up like that, because she never loses it. And she does some of the funniest stuff on there, and she is always very contained, has it together. And to see her just lose it for minutes, like literally like the last minute
And that was my
half.
only enjoyment in the bit. I was like, is there something going off camera? Because what I'm watching, I don't get it.
Yeah, I think that's one of those where they were probably hashing it out in rehearsals, and they're like, "Can we do this?" This idea that they're kind of mispronouncing words. Although I understood what they were saying, because there comes a point where you just kind of, I don't know, your ear just kind of drops down to that level, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I understand every
It's like a
single
Shakespeare
word."
play.
Yeah.
Right.
At first
Once you
it's-
find the rhythm, then you're
you're
like, "I get it, I hear it."
Yeah.
But I think that was the joke. And then of course, if you ever watch Price is Right and these other shows, you know that these women actually don't talk. They're not. They're just there to kind of, Vanna White style, to just kind of present the prizes. or
Former
whatever.
Playmate models, most of them.
Yeah, and we'll
I
be
went to a
the first of
taping.
two.
They're beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful, but then in real life, you're like, oh my god.
That's
they
high
actually
praise, because
exist.
this guy.
Because
Yeah,
this
I've
guy
seen
is
the
a
women
fine.
myth, yeah.
I'm a womanizer.
You've seen the women that he's been.
Well, win a date with Graham High.
I don't know if
You went on 5 dates last week. So
Yeah.
if you didn't see last week's show, but we did win a date with Graham High on
How did it
Twitter.
go?
I
How
got
was your-
laid so many times.
Did you now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
One night. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Swedish is really respecting us today.
That's sweet. It's a lot of love with date with Graham High. I didn't see any. Maybe they just got in touch with us because I didn't see.
They
any,
just direct
hashtag.
messages
They
me.
LinkedIn.
DM'd you?
I think it was
Okay.
LinkedIn. Was it?
They're like, hey, we don't need all
LinkedIn.
no, we're LinkedIn.
Hooked up in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it went well.
Yeah, no, I'm sick of seeing Ghost Rider though. So
You saw the bootleg,
Yeah.
the bootleg copy of Ghost
Oh, I
Rider.
thought that was a sexual innuendo. I didn't know you
Oh.
actually saw the
Ghost
movie.
the movie. Remember
It's like, yeah, it's like that. A lot of ghost riding. Cool.
Spirit of vengeance. Here we go.
Our systems detect that a host has wandered off the subject.
oh no.
Please return.
Come back,
Which one?
host. Which one? Yeah, I was like, one host, just one.
Just all.
So, and then of course the not so great. What up with that? Which is, I was saying that it's almost not worth it to have Bill O'Reilly on there if
Yeah.
we're not going to make fun of Bill O'Reilly, because what we end up doing, like I'm involved. What they end up doing is giving some free publicity, I feel like, to this, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter book or whatever it is that he's done.
He's
so
snug
He got
too.
off free.
It really is.
Right when he gets on there, he's like, gonna nail my lines and be popular with the Southerners. I'm going off subject, but
Yeah.
it's the same bit every time. I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen it once, you've literally seen it all, because there is no change. There's no
Right.
interplay or anything. They're just gonna go to a song.
Right.
I did
know?
like the verse where he says, "I went to the White House and they took all my weed." Yeah, they did. They took all my weed. Yeah, they did, dude. I'm like, great. What do you expect, man?
You're at the White House. Yeah.
But other than that,
yeah.
But it is what it is, you know.
It's standard, and Maya Rudolph played what was she, like a disco was she actually
Oh yeah, the
somebody?
Look at Me. It was like a kind of
She was just like a
Tropical.
disco-y tropical. Oh, the Carmen Miranda
That's what it is.
style
Yes.
character. That's right.
she likes
yeah.
a spotlight and she steals the spotlight.
Yeah.
Eh.
Well, and again, Jason Sudeikis, I think, was the highlight. Just doing the
I was just
running
watching
man.
him dance. I was just like,
Oh.
he's sharp.
I did just remember. I did smile with Teddy Roosevelt and George Washington dancing in their American boxer briefs.
Yes,
or
and their
boxer-
undies.
Yeah.
That was nice. Nice little President's Day. Was
That's what it should be about.
how about so now the musical guest, Sleigh Bells. What did we
Sleigh
think
bells,
about
are you sucking? Yes, you are.
Aha. I see what you mean. You were not happy with that. With Sleigh Bells.
That's exactly what.
So you're saying when they
You
saw
were a
it.
master of subtext.
Yes, I see what you are.
And-
See what you're getting at. is what
Power
you're
of
saying.
melody.
Yes.
That's exactly. Thank you.
I could hear it because you had a dissonance. You heard this thing about Adele's. They did a scientific. They found out why Adele's "Someone Like You" makes people cry, which is funny because that was a Saturday Night Live sketch a while back
great
with Emma
sketch, yeah.
Stone. There is some sort of course I can't remember the name, but there's a it's when music goes from dissonance to consonance in the first note. There's a word for that, and so there's a kind of like it does something to
called
your brain.
bawling.
It's called it's called being a player.
Why has science got to ruin fun stuff all the time?
Yeah.
Anyway, I love science.
I
And
know.
they're like, thanks for explaining everything.
Well, thank you for saying I love science. 'Cause
Yeah.
you didn't want to like kill off our science.
Yeah, like
do
when they
love
blame
science.
contraception
Demographic.
on women, and then they're like, no, it's the guy, and I'm like, oh,
But make up your mind,
science.
stupid science.
God.
Well, they change their mind all the time too. Like science, make up.
I'm
your
still
mind.
holding out on this Earth is flat thing.
Crossing our fingers for that.
I
Make
guess I'm
traveling
alone.
easier.
2012, dude. Who knows?
So, Graham, did you like Sleigh Bells or what?
I think I heard some of their music before, and I dig that sound.
Right.
Good driving music kind of thing. Or if you go to a club and you're rolling with friends,
On ecstasy.
I don't know.
Rolling
It seems like one
phase.
of those. It just seems like one of those where you go to a club and
Yeah.
everybody's having a good time.
I get
but
that.
on the show, I was like, why do you have two guys playing the most basic guitar riffs?
And one was dressed like Michael J. Fox from Back to the Future.
Exactly,
That was
yeah.
really
The
bothering
denim
me.
outfits
I was like, a
and-
denim with a plaid underneath? No, sir. No,
But these-
sir. Tucking those
doesn't work.
sneaker tongues, too.
It's like you're playing to a track. You have two guitarists that are playing like grungy bar chords, and this girl is just kind of like whispering over the melody. I'm like, God, this is not.
Not feeling it.
No, and like get some other people, get some else. They had the stacks up both things.
The Marshall amps stacked
Yeah.
to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like make it feel like a club or whatever you do, because it seems like they're going out of what they usually do. If they did that at a show, I'm sure people wouldn't dig that.
It looked like they were in the garage of the guy who owns Marshall amps.
Yeah,
And they just opened it and they're like, let's perform right here.
The owner of the Marshall amp
Right in front of
store.
the Overstock. This will be cool.
but dude, those guitar, I was like, man, I could play guitar like that. And they're just like, and two dudes playing the same.
Literally the same. All right.
Like, why don't you just get a bass guitar up there or something? Just
Something a little different. To kinda,
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I too wasn't crazy about it. I had heard of them before and heard them, and not really to my taste. But
It's in the boat.
what do I know? I'm an old man. Let's go to commercial. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some exciting news for some upcoming hosts. Some
Super
scandals,
exciting.
super exciting stuff. And we'll talk about the end of SNL last night with Maya Rudolph. AfterBuzz TV. We'll be right back.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about? AfterBuzz TV News.
Oh, breaking news! I tell you what, this is very exciting. The internet is going gaga over this. Is going nuts with the announcement that March 5th, the host of SNL will be the incomparable, notorious, and
Infamous.
Unemployed Lindsay Lohan, Long Island's second favorite daughter, I think, after Gaga. She was going to be hosting with Jack White as the musical guest.
No, that's
And it's
cool.
No longer the White Stripes, of course. It's
No longer.
just
Jack White.
Just Jack.
He was like, wait,
Just
this
Jack.
whole bad.
He's like, I can
drummer
drum
thing,
that well myself. So,
Time to move up.
yeah, I think so.
So what do you guys think? Are we
That was
excited
shocking
for
when that came up. I was like, wow, I am excited for that. Obviously, you mentioned, the two powerhouses from Long Island, other than Amy Fisher. And
Right.
I think that's really exciting. And you know what? She always did a good job on the
she
shows
did.
bore.
She did. They were really good about making.
And I haven't seen her. I don't follow TMZ that much or anything or any of her stuff too much. So I haven't seen her in a long time. I'm kind of interested to see what she
She
looks
just moved out of her house in Venice. She
lived in Venice?
Yeah, she had a house there.
Okay.
I don't know if she
Was
spent time
Kicked out
there.
or moved out?
No, she moved out, much to the delight of her neighbors because the paparazzi were very
that'd be
very annoying.
Awful.
Very awful. So, Lindsay, looking forward to seeing you on March 5th to see.
It seems like everything she does is trying to be a comeback. Like, oh, Lindsay Lohan's in this movie where she plays a stripper. Maybe this will be her. Lindsay Lohan is in a Robert Rodriguez film, Machete. This is her. She's on Saturday Night Live.
Playboy.
Yeah, Playboy. She's back, and it's like
She's a shift lead at Chipotle.
This is her big comeback for
Yeah.
the Saturday night dinner rush.
Right.
Is this? Are you back or are you? What's
don't know.
What's
Well, that's
she
the
doing?
problem, of course, when you peak when you're 16 or 17.
Yeah,
or
it's a
whatever,
tough road, you know.
it's-
But fingers crossed, because I mean, look, she's had addiction problems, and that's a real
a
difficult
real
and
thing.
personal issue. And she
Yeah.
had a lot of family
shoplifting
issues.
problems.
Yeah, well, Winona Ryder pretty much never recovered from that either. So.
Yeah, although I haven't seen her lately, but she's Black Swan and Star Trek.
Oh, she was in Black Swan.
And Star Trek.
Sorry, Winona, do not email.
Do not call in. So that's nice.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't mention, which was something that we had predicted beforehand, that we were going to have some killer cameos, and of course we did. We
Yes.
mentioned earlier Justin Timberlake and
A
in
snippet
Brock's
of Paul
movie-
Simon.
A snippet of Paul Simon, who
Just enough to
popped
see
in.
all 2 feet 9 inches of him.
That's right. That's right.
But apparently he did the nasty with Maya Rudolph. He gave a little wink.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So
Laid some of that funk.
Maya
down.
Rudolph gets around apparently.
Yeah.
She's,
Yeah, she was open about that. I respect that.
yeah.
Hey,
That's good. It's Lohan and Maya Rudolph. Those are the two, I think, vixens in
Amy Fisher.
Hollywood. And Amy Fisher. Those are the three. Hey, do you guys know who, I meant to say this earlier, do you know who Maya Rudolph's mother is? Her mother is Minnie Rippington. Who, loving you.
Minnie Ripperton.
Ripperton.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that song. Yeah.
Her dad is also really famous, and she grew up, if you remember from an episode probably 10 years ago, Gwyneth Paltrow hosted and commented on how they were childhood friends. They've been lifelong friends.
Okay.
They actually showed a little picture of them when they were little, from school. They
nepotism, man, everywhere.
Affluent nepotism.
Yeah.
We
Because
gotta fight it,
Paltrow is
gang.
also Hollywood royalty or Hollywood pedigree.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that the two of them. So it's nice to see Maya Rudolph. Have you guys seen her on Up All Night?
I have not watched that yet.
Yeah.
I have seen one episode, and she wasn't on it.
Oh,
So
okay.
it wasn't
Well, she's
really
very
one.
good on it. They actually expanded her role. They shot a pilot with her just kind of as a secondary, and
Okay.
she tested really well. And they were like, okay, let's increase. And so now she's become kind of the third part, not their love triangle, but she plays Christina Applegate's boss, and she's pretty good.
Oh, fun.
Amy Poehler, of course, has blown up since
Yeah,
she
it's
left
huge.
as well.
Yeah, Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec, that's right. What did you guys think of her? Well, we know we love her on Bronx Beat. Her other big kind of extended part was on Weekend Update, and it
Yeah.
just showed. I mean, they
Really?
were so great doing that.
Didn't she do something? She popped back in for Jimmy Fallon as well.
Yeah, she did.
She did,
Yeah,
like,
she did.
that's right.
Where they did like the show off between it was the Tina Fey
Yes.
Fallon team, and then
And
obviously
then
Amy
Seth
Poehler,
Meyers,
Seth Meyers.
and Amy Poehler.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's good. It's good to see her back. She seems like she just likes to work and have fun. I respect that.
And there's an easier quality about them, I think, when they come back, especially these people who haven't left that long and are
Yes.
still intermixed. Both the shows they work on are executive produced by Lorne Michaels.
That's right.
Real close-knit group, obviously, you can tell. And when they're coming back, they're so much looser than I even remember them when they were doing the
I
show. They
think
just have
so.
this vibe where it's just like, this is all for fun now. This is not my job.
Well, I would imagine you come back with a certain amount of swagger that, like, I
Yeah.
made it. I got this hit show or whatever. I'm
As
doing
soon as
this
you
other
walk on
thing.
stage, they just applaud you madly.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, it's got to feel great.
And keep in mind, I would think with Fred Armisen, Kristen Wiig, there aren't that many people that are now on the show that were even on there when Amy Poehler was on there, because there's the upcoming younger class.
Yeah, the Abby
They didn't
Elliott's and
work.
on from
Yeah.
about 2008.
Oh, how great was going way back now.
Yeah.
How great was Brad Pitt?
Oh, I wanted to talk about that. Taron Killiam.
He was so
Yeah.
he just did.
That's 2 weeks in a row, Taron. Mia, what is his name? The kid.
Taron Killam.
Oh, no, not the kid he did last week in Being Quirky.
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. I almost said Mia Cera, but she's from Ferris Bueller's Day
That's
Off.
from, yes.
Michael Cera and then Brad Pitt. 2 great ones in a row. My hat off to you, sir.
Yeah. So overall,
Yeah.
a very satisfying show. I think top to bottom, great cameos, great writing, which always helps. That does half the work for you if it's good writing. And great characterizations from Maya Rudolph and the rest of the cast. So very excited to see what else is going on this
Oh,
season.
and then Timberlake is Bon Iver. We're gonna go back to that real quick.
Oh,
that
that's
was fun
right.
as well.
He
That
was great. He
fun
put
as
himself
well.
to sleep,
Yeah.
which was great.
And even at the end, when they were signing off, he had the sign that says "I love Bon Iver," so I guess there's no hard feelings.
Yes, to be like, look,
Yeah.
it was in good fun.
Yeah.
So March 3rd, Lindsay Lohan. I said March 5th earlier. That was incorrect. March 3rd, Lindsay Lohan and Jack White. And then the following week, March 10th, Jonah Hill, Oscar nominee. Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
That's Academy Award nominated Jonah Hill.
Wow, that's gonna be fun. That's going to be on the box for The Nanny or whatever movie he was in.
That's right, Oscar nominee.
Yeah.
Jump Street.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street, yeah.
And Channing Tatum.
SNL favorite Channing Tatum.
Former stripper Channing Tatum in. So check it out. We're going to take the week off for the Oscars. I'm actually going to be on the Oscar show for Hugo here on AfterBuzz
Yeah,
TV.
looking forward to that.
This Friday, 2:30 Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be from the Oscar gifting suite over at the hotel. We won't tell people so not everyone shows up. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you'd like, tune in as we talk about Hugo, the 11 Oscar nominees behind Hugo, and actually all day Thursday and Friday we're going to be doing all sorts of great Oscar shows, Moneyball, Bridesmaids.
Yeah, all the
really exciting. All the major ones are going to be talked about. So tune in out there. Tell all your friends about us out there, folks.
Some special guests are going to be showing up.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
we're gonna have
yes.
the celebrities drop by and some of the Academy Award nominees. They're still confirming that, but tune in. And by the way, they're not necessarily gonna pop in when the show is happening. So if you happen to be tuning in to Midnight in Paris, somebody else from another movie could be walking in. So it's very exciting. It's kind of
Jonah
like
Hill.
a hodgepodge.
Yeah,
Jonah
hopefully.
Hill, who's probably just hanging out
With Bradley Cooper.
chilling.
Doing Brad Pitt impressions on a balcony.
That's Hollywood, man.
I am Mario Hernandez at Cena Mario. Follow me on Twitter. I don't have any improv stuff coming up, but we'll let you know if I do. Do you guys want to plug anything?
I will plug my stand-up show at Flappers. That'll
That's
be
right.
this Thursday, 7:30 p.m. in the Yoo-Hoo Room. That's Flappers in Burbank. So I'll be doing that and, just high-fiving myself in the shower.
Is that what you call it? Is that high?
I let it.
So we're still.
Oh, okay.
I guess
In the,
it's high clapping.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I've been taking showers as well. Trying that out. I'm at Twitter, Graham High. Yeah. I'm gonna get something. I'll bring some grade A.
Well, you're doing
quality
so
stuff.
many dates. You have no time to work in this industry.
That's right. You got
know?
Ghost Rider left and right. If
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Flaming
As always,
chain.
Ronnie is in the booth doing us proud, and really appreciate it. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks with some more Saturday Night Live. This
Yes,
has been a
sir.
podcast for you all. Thanks so much for listening, tuning in, all that jazz. We will see you soon. Follow us, AfterBuzz TV.
Good night,
and,
Sweden.
We'll see you soon.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
you
later.
later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.